What's up, people? This and that. Hope everyone's doing well. So, just coming here real quick or something. Um, yeah, maybe this might go on my backup channel or one of my other channels. Uh, so that's probably where this video will go. But lately, it's been really tough for me. Um, I'm like back in my 2018 vibe. It's really weird. And so I'm just here to share it. I don't care who watches, or I'm not here to be watched or views or nothing. So I'm shadow banned on all my channels anyway, so I really don't expect it and don't care. It's just somebody to talk to. You know what I mean? Like if there's someone that wanted to listen that was here right now, I'd be talking to them. I wouldn't be hitting the record button. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even be here. So welcome to my mind. So anyways, uh, yeah, people, in 2000, I don't know if it's depression, anxiety, or I don't know what it is. I guess it's a lot of things combined, but it's been really tough lately, um, to just get basic things done and to stay motivated. And um, I could easily get there. It's like there's just this one small step you got to take. It's like things that are just so basic that just takes 5 seconds. You know, people in my family that I need to be in contact with. That, and every day, like, okay, I'm going to wake up first thing, I'm going to do this and that, I'm going to call this person, I'm going to do that and this, and then it doesn't happen. Then I feel guilt about it. It's like it accumulates. It's like you dig yourself deeper in this hole. You know what I mean? And so I'm definitely right in the middle of that right now, in a lot of ways. So um, there's definitely, some positive things. Like there's a lot of things that people are, and I understand a lot of people are dealing with things. I'm not talking about that. There's many people that are dealing with way worse things than I am, and they're way worse off than I am. And so I already understand that. So no one needs to tell me that. Uh, but and the people need to understand this. Like a lot of us lost contact with our family members in the last couple of years. It was like this big shift in the world, and almost it's almost what I mean. It was like we're on a different frequency now. It's like oil and water sometimes with people. You know what I mean? And for me, it's like I want to be heard. That's why I came to YouTube. So people in my actual life, in my physical life, and family members that none of them really ever wanted to hear, for the most part, what I got to say. And it always would bother me, and I would think about it, and it'd really build up inside of me. And especially the last 2 years, we were sounding the alarm about so many things, and they didn't want to listen. They didn't even want to do basic research and even look at. I mean, from my perspective, if there was something going on, and 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 the people, the officials were trying to, if I was going to make a decision that could affect me in a negative way, and somebody, especially a family member or a loved one, or came with some information that would make me say maybe not to this, then I would at least look at it. I would at least look into it. You know what I mean? But there's like this governor on their minds. They just don't even want to hear about it. And so I think there was a lot of people, like for me, there's people in my family that, like, I'll be honest, me and my mom we were best friends my entire life. She's always my best friend, and I really lost contact with her, and I take all the blame. But I really need to make that step. And I'm hoping after this video, I just call her. And I have called her, she didn't answer. But just this last 6 months or so, years, 6 months, we haven't been talking as much. And this whole 2020 thing really fucked up a lot of things for my loved ones. And just in general, people in general, there's been this big divide. And a lot of us, it was like the ultimate warning, the ultimate, like, you didn't want to listen to me in this entire time, but for this, you need to listen. You need to look at this evidence. You know what I mean? Like, don't listen to anything else I say, but when it comes to this decision that we all are going to be making, you need to pay attention. You need to look at the surface level stuff that's so easy to research. So I need to make that step, because people, even though some people that we love, we've lost contact, or they might have said or done something that we're just like, you know what, I'm done. You know what I mean? I understand, and different things. We gotta sometimes suck it up, and with some people, I'm not referring to my mother right now. Sometimes we just gotta dumb ourselves down and stoop to their level and be there for them, regardless of what they think about this stuff, or regardless of where they stand. Because if I got a call right now that said something happened to, like, my mother, I would be destroyed. And I would never, for me, when it comes to death, like, I'm not trying to be a doom and gloomer right now, I swear, but I really look forward to it. And I'm not trying to be a doom and gloomer. I mean, we all have to do it, right? I look forward to it in an interesting way, not just like I can't wait to die type of thing. It's just like, well, we all have to die, and leaving this body, leaving this world sounds pretty, like, I'm all for that. You know what I mean? Like, I totally don't belong in this world. Anywhere I am, physically in this world, anywhere, I don't feel comfortable. So, my thoughts on death, I don't want anyone to just be happy for me. I don't want anyone to be upset. Oh, man. So, I don't know how deep I'm going to get in this conversation, but if someone I love dies, I would be just as upset as anyone else about their loved ones dying. It's not like, well, you know, how I think about death, that doesn't pertain to my loved ones. You know what I mean? So if I got the call that my mom passed away or something crazy happened, and I didn't do everything I could to stay in contact, I wasn't there for her and things like that, I would be destroyed. I would be absolutely destroyed. And if I think I'm been depressed, I was on the verge of death, depressed, anxiety, like you've never seen it in 2018, and I'm kind of feeling it now. I mean, you're talking about that times a million. So I don't know if I would survive that, to be honest. So we need to make that step, because the guilt is just too much. Thinking about it all the time, like, oh, you know what? On my break, I'm going to call this person. I'm going to message this person back. I'm going to do this and that. And then you never do it. Like, you know, I'll wait till tomorrow. I'll wait till tonight. And it's like, we got to choose now to contact these people. And I understand there's some people that in our loved ones and our families, friends, whatever, in our lives that there's nothing that's going to make me contact them. You know what I mean? I know some people, like, you know, my dad or my mom, I'm completely done. I'm done because of this and that. I understand. I'm just talking about my situation. For me, I have no reason to say something like that about my mother. So she is my best friend, and it's like, wow, if I lost her, it's like I would really be alone, my friends, like big time, because I don't have a lot of people, to be honest, like around me. And I take a lot of blame. I've had a lot of friends. I've had a lot of people that liked me and we got to know each other personally, and then you just kind of lose contact, especially being a chef and all the people around me, hiring people, and just you're face to face with people in action, and you get to know people, and then you hang out, or you start building a relationship. And for me, it's like I feel like I just completely lost so many people, and I take the complete blame. But at the same time, like, they're not, a lot of them aren't calling me. You know what I mean? For me, sometimes it's like, well, why are you guys not contacting me? I'm like beating myself up because I'm not contacting these people. But then it's like, but nobody's contacting me. You know what I mean? So at the same time, it's like, whatever. I'll stand on my square alone, naked in the streets, with nothing, poor and broke, with nothing, before I compromise in any way in this world that I live in. There's no way I'm compromising in any way. But sometimes we got to put our truth to the side, and we got to think about these extreme events that might happen with people that we are losing touch with or lost touch with. And if something happened, how isn't just taking the extra step sometimes and contacting them way more valuable than when you get that call one day and you're killing yourself? Imagine the situation where I actually call my mom and we get back talking again, and I suck it up and I just leave some things to the side. Sometimes we can't self-help ourselves. We want to talk about things, we learn about things, and we want to share it, and that they don't want to hear it, and it bothers us. But sometimes we just gotta just leave it out of the conversation and be there for them. So imagine if I just didn't contact her, or I did, and we got back talking, or the other side of me doesn't, and I keep pushing it to the next day. But imagine something happening to my mother. I think compromising and just saying, you know what, I need to contact her, and getting back into it and not dealing with that's a completely different situation, which all I got to do is go to my phone and hit call. Or I will be just so, it will be extreme regret that you cannot mend or fix. So hopefully after this video, I'm going to fix that, because we were always best friends. I thought you'd call her almost every day. I would go visit her. She's a few hours away. All the time. And I haven't in about a year. It's pretty bad. And I take all the blame. And you have these petty excuses and stuff. So I'm going to fix that today. I'm really going to. Because I always think like, wow, if I got a call right now that something happened to her, like I need to fix this. And it's like the next day. So we got to really choose today to fix this stuff, people. I need to. Because what I'm going through right now, and it might be what I'm going through right now, to add that on, it would be catastrophic. Absolutely catastrophic to me. And I don't know if I would come back from it. So I definitely got to do that. So there's that. And outside of that, it's like, yeah, I would get a little bit more into the family thing, but I would rather not, because maybe another time, or maybe so I'm not going to be getting into other family members or anything like that. But I basically lost contact with everybody. And so outside of that, it's just so many things that I don't know what it is. It's like getting into like quantum physics and learning all this. Some people say I'm going through quantum sickness right now, because it's like, I'll tell you what, when you start really to understand what makes up our world and the reality of it, and our neural network, our minds, our consciousness, and quantum physics, quantum computing, and the whole AI thing, just everything that I've been trying to understand, which is really a minuscule amount. Um, it's like you look at the world totally different. You know what I mean? It's not. I don't look at the world the same way people do, and it's like for me, it's like it's almost like everything is fluid. Sometimes, like before I started this video, I was looking at the couch, and I'm not on any drugs. I don't drink. I smoke cannabis sometimes, but especially not in the mornings on my work day. It's usually at night. You know what I mean? So it's very rare, and I'll do any medication just so everybody knows. I maybe had a couple drinks in the last 3 years. I've never been a drinker. Um, it's like I was staring at the couch, and it was like becoming a fluid, and it was just like it's just like everything becomes this fluid. Because what you realize is that everything turns in. I don't want to get into the science of it, but it's like just our whole reality has changed for me, and it became this fluid, and it's like, so these people that get deep into this type of stuff, they all become like a different type of person. I'm not trying to do that, but I definitely want to be one of those people. But then I think like, well, you know, once you realize what makes up our reality, and that, you know, the only reason why anything's in front of us is because our mind is rendering in real time in our neural networks, and saying something is physical, but nothing is physical. But in understanding that, it's like, is that something we should be doing? You know what I mean? Because I think that we're more supposed to. It's more about the journey. You know what I mean? We get in a conversation last night with Singularity. It was like he was like saying, "Well, in the end, we all go home. Everyone's gonna this and that. Everything's gonna run its course." Well, yeah, obviously. You know what I mean? But it's about the journey. Sometimes it's about, when in this life, it's about the journey, not just, you can't just look at a baby and be like, well, it's just, I know it's a new baby and it's beautiful and this and that, but it's going to die at the end. I mean, what type of outlook is that? You know what I mean? What type of negative, just like, hey, look at those babies over there. Well, they're going to be dead soon. I mean, how ridiculous is that? So it's about the journey here. It's not about the beginning or the ending, and that's all that matters. It's about the journey. Sometimes it's about the end result. Sometimes the journey is ugly and disgusting. But the journey's nothing that you want to remember, but the end result is something beautiful. But sometimes the journey is very beautiful and something you want to cherish, but the end result isn't. You know what I mean? So my point is that, is it real about what makes up our reality? I don't think that would be the answer to our world necessarily. I think if everyone well, it's debatable. I could actually go both ways with it. But is that something we should be doing? We should be out here experiencing and trying to do what we need to do here. Because I don't want to come back here. And I know different people have different outlooks on this and that, and they just think they live one life, and then they got a certain belief system, so they're just going to be in the clouds with God floating around, and they're a chosen one, this and that, just whatever. But whatever's the truth is the truth. So I don't know. So the stuff with quantum physics is interesting. It's good to have balance with it, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. It kind of has me looking at the world in a different way, which maybe that's my purpose, but I would think that that's not my purpose necessarily. I don't know. I'm definitely going to keep doing what I'm doing, but part of me is like, this could really affect If getting too deep into it could really affect my journey, but maybe that is my journey. I'm just saying that it has me looking at the world in a different way, especially right now in this last few days. And well, it's been 20 minutes, but I'm just coming here to say that I'm kind of in a hole mentally, mostly in a big way, and getting into this kind of depression, anxiety, kind of pushing things off and not taking care of things and just like not being there for certain people. And I need to break out of this like now, because I don't want to be filled with regret and things that I can't change. You know what I mean? Because right now there's things I can do about this. Right now I can do things that won't put me in a absolute state of regret if something happens. So I've got to take care of this stuff. But I'm just coming here to share my experience, share it, and tell everybody that I'm a human too. I go through depression, anxiety, all that stuff, and I have a poker face though. I mean, I have a poker face for the most part out there. No one has any idea, and it's all internal. I don't take it out on anybody. I don't talk about it to anybody, and it's all in my mind. But in my mind, it's a whole world up here. It's just like I could be sitting here. Like when I woke up, I just was just sitting. I didn't do anything. I just sat on the couch and was just like this. Just in my mind, thinking about things for like 2-3 hours. And I looked like, what the fuck? I've been doing this for 3 hours? What the hell's going on? So I'm just saying that I'm a boring guy, but it's like I could be completely alone, bored, and just in my mind or not doing anything, and I'm having a great time in my own mind. I know a lot of people, they can't do that. They have to be around people. They can't think too much. You know what I mean? I'm the complete opposite. I think too much, and I don't care if I'm around anybody or not. You know what I mean? But we need that balance though. But I'm just saying that, so it's either one extreme or the other. But for me, I'm in my mind just, whew, man. But it's important that we can do that, but we got to have balance with it. We're just so off balance in so many ways. You know what I mean? And this whole cleanse thing, I started this cleanse, and then I was doing good, and then I just went back to my old ways, and now I'm just in the cycle again. Now that's another thing that's been straining on me, been bothering me, and now it's like I need to get back on this cleanse I was gonna do or been doing, and I was totally ready for this whole thing to do a super cleanse. So that's something I've got to do too. It's just so many things have accumulated and accumulated. I mean, even something like paying my car insurance. So I was on automatic payment. See, this is how dumb it is sometimes with me. I had a car insurance payment, and I was set on automatic pay on my credit card, auto pay. But for some reason, they said, you got to pay this $38 bill. $38, my friends. By April something, or your insurance is bye-bye. You know what I mean? And it was like, it was just on my mind, but I didn't take that step to just call the number or go to the website and pay. $38. I'm not made of money, and I don't have a lot of money or anything, but I definitely have $38 fucking dollars. And definitely for something like insurance. Because I got caught one time when I was younger, 18, without car insurance. $800. $800 bill. Yeah. So instead of just taking care of it, I kept putting it off and putting it off. Like, why am I doing that? So that's how petty it can get. And it's so petty, so easily to take care of, but I don't do it, and it weighs on me. These petty things accumulates and creates this whole mind state. So, and there's so many things. That's just an example of something petty, super petty. So, anyways, I took care of it. I had to start a whole new policy, and I just paid for the entire policy. I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to pay the entire thing, and the 6 months, and I don't want to worry about this. I don't want to deal with this again. And so now I have my registration from 2 months ago that I haven't been thinking about, and I kept putting it off, and now I have today to pay it, or my registration's expired. But all I had to do was go to dmv.california.com, put in my shit, and pay the $170. And now I'm at that point to where if I don't do it today, my registration's expired. So when they're scanning license plates, they're going to pull me over. You know what I mean? I don't want to deal with that. And then what if I didn't have insurance too? Like, how stupid is that? I've done that a lot, where my insurance will lapse, and I just like, oh, I need to take care of it. I don't care. And I just like driving around, and it's so petty and dumb. And it's not about the money at all. With some things I got to pay, it's about the money. I don't have the money to pay for it. But with the insurance and stuff, come on, people. So that's just an example of how petty it is. Anyways, maybe we'll be continuing this over here on my backup channel. I'm going to change the name. I'm going to change the name from We Are Awake Community Discussions. And I'm going to change it to something else. And come here with some diary sessions. So, I guess let me know what you think in the comments. Just anyone that's going through it, I understand. And a lot of these things, we just got to take that first step. You know, my grandfather told me, that always stuck with me, and he was my hero. He's not with us anymore, and I was there for his last breath. But that man right there, actually the restaurant that I work at now, about a year, the place opened when I was born, and we've been going there since I was like 3 or 4 years old. And at that restaurant that I walk into at work every day and open these doors, that's where my grandfather taught me and instilled in me, is like opening up the door for the ladies and being a gentleman. It's like, it's just crazy to be working there now and just remembering, wow, this is where we would come for many years, all the time. That was our spot. And so I don't know what the point with that was, but he always told me that was the point. He always told me, Ian, you just got to take that first step. You just got to take that first step, and then everything else follows. And he's right. And I apply that to so many things. It's like, all I have to do is take the first step. All I got to do is call my mom. All I got to do is this and that. It's so easy. But I make it so hard for myself. And another thing you told me was, Ian, you can be anything you want. You can be this and that. Whatever you want to be, you know, do it. You can be a garbage man, but be the best garbage man that you can be. The way you said it was so perfect. You know what I mean? And little do I know at the time, garbage men get paid like pretty good money. But so I've done that. Outside of what I've dealt with depression and things in my life, one thing that I've always done is been the hardest worker since I was a kid. And every place I work, I rise to the top and am the hardest worker, hands down, almost every place. You know what I mean? And that's why I didn't go to culinary school. I didn't go to any school outside. The last time I was in a class was junior high school, and I went and I can be an executive chef anywhere. I could run any kitchen because I have 20 years of experience and I've done it. I've worked all positions: cook, sous chef, manager, executive chef. I've done it all. I've done 500-600 weddings in my life with my hands. I mean, I have so much experience. I've done so much that it's actually, when I look back, it's like, wow, I fucking did my thing. You know what I mean? Now I'm just kind of chilling at a place and kind of waiting for the right thing. But That's probably going to be one of my next steps, is go back to running a kitchen. Now that this whole thing that's been happening is back to normal a little bit, at least for the meantime, it's probably time to expand and get back to running a kitchen out here. So that's going to kind of be one of my next transitions, I think. And I'd basically make like double the money I'm making now, which really isn't important, but that's going to be one of my next steps. So I'll keep people updated on that type of stuff. I'll be coming here probably more with these diary sessions. And it's been 30 minutes. I apologize. But anyone that is listening, I value your attention and I appreciate it. And I hope you're doing great. And I hope listening's enough, but if there's something that inspired you to take a first step at something, then this video was worth it. But either way, being able to talk like this is going to be is huge for me just in it itself. So anyways, this is going on my backup channel for sure. Y'all take care. Much love. I appreciate everybody, and everybody keep doing your thing. Stay strong and know that this is all temporary. Much love.